Okay. The atrioventricular septum, which is separated the both atrias and both ventricles. The atrioventricular septum has two apertures. So one is present at the right side. That is called as one is present at the right side, and another one present is at the left side. This is the aperture. Okay, the aperture which is present between the atrias and ventricles. This one is the right atria, and this one is the right aperture, and this one is the left aperture. So both apertures are present in the atrial ventricular septum. Okay, right. So the right opening, the right atrioventricular opening is guarded by tricuspid valve, tricuspid valve, and the left side of the opening. Okay, left side of the atrioventricular opening is guarded by bicuspid valve. Okay, right. So the atrioventricular septum has two apertures. So one is right side opening is guarded by tricuspid valve, and the left side of opening is guarded by bicuspid valves. Okay, right. So these valves prevents the backward flow. Okay, now we know about the information of ventricles, which are present to lower part of the heart. Okay, these are the larger chambers. The walls are very thick. When we compare to the atrias. Okay, right. So the inner surface of the ventricle. This one is the right side, right ventricle. This is the right side of ventricle, and this one is left side of the ventricle, Okay, right. So both ventricles are separated by interventricular septum. So interventricular septum. Okay, interventricular septum. So this is the septum between these two ventricles. Okay, right. The inner surface of the ventricle, has some ridges. This is the ridges. Has some ridges. The ridges are called as some ridges. These are the ridges. Okay, these are the ridges which are formed by the wall of the ventricles. The small ridges are called columnae carneae. These small ridges which is formed from the wall of the ventricle called as columnae carneae. These ridges forms large and conical shape. These ridges are formed gradually large and conical shape. That is called, these structures, conical shaped structures are called papillary muscles. Okay, so papillary muscles. Okay, right. So these conical shaped structures are called papillary muscles. Okay, right. So these papillary muscles connected with tendinae, connected with carneae tendinae. Okay, so these are the collagen like structures. Okay, so these are associated with the tricuspid and bicuspid valves. Okay, so these small ridges, if you see the inner surface of the ventricle, these small ridges are called columnae carneae. these ridges forms large and conical shape. These conical shape structures are called papillary muscles. These papillary muscles connected with the small fibers, collagen-like structures called as carnea tendinae. These carnea tendinae connected with the associated with the valves, tricuspid and bicuspid valves. Okay, so these carnea tendinae prevents the bulging too far of the tricuspid bicuspid valves into atria. Okay, so carnea tendinae prevents from bulging too far to the atria during the time of contraction. Okay, at the time of heart contraction, these tricuspid bicuspid valves generally moves into the atria, but the process will be prevented by carnea tendinae. Okay, understood? Right. So it prevents the bulging too far into the atria. Okay, right. This is about the structure of the ventricles. Okay, right.